agreement that it was responsible for as co-guarantor would come out. Maybe there would be some truths that would be discussed at the negotiating table. But they are afraid to negotiate. And to equate peace with submission or negotiation with submission is a blatant falsehood.
Another point that is voiced very strongly in the media here by leading figures in the European Union, such as Ursula von der Leyen, regularly cite Russia violating international order, law, and that diplomacy that takes into consider territorial concessions will only incentivize as well as send false signals to authoritative states that they can invade any country whenever they want without any repercussions. Therefore, they usually state, no decision can be made without Ukraine's consent. How do you respond to this argument?
Well, Ukraine should understand that to save itself, it should not be the cannon fodder for the U.S. to try to show China how big and strong the U.S. is. The Ukrainians, first and foremost, should read Mitt Romney's op-ed piece. How wonderful this war is. At a small cost and without any U.S. blood, we get to show how big and strong we are. The Ukrainians are the losers in this. Ursula von der Leyen isn't defending Ukraine in this. She's defending the United States in this. The U.S. is using Ukraine. It's not defending Ukraine, it's using Ukraine. It gets to weaken Russia without any loss of U.S. blood. Read Mitt Romney, Senator Romney, very clear. He's explaining to the American people what a great deal this is. We get this war, it doesn't cost us very much, no U.S. blood. So let's defend Ukraine. Let's stop defending U.S. neoconservatism. Let's stop defending U.S. hegemony. Let's defend Ukraine and let's defend peace.
Germany has shifted its position on many issues recently and sided with the United States. We saw a U-turn with Ukraine, for example, where Germany was initially skeptical about Ukraine's membership into NATO before the war started. Now there's a split also between how to approach China. While the US is starting to impose bans on Chinese trade, Germany is being hesitant as China is one of its biggest trading partners. Goods worth around 298 billion euros were traded between Germany and China in 2022 alone. In your assessment, should Germany also draw a red line in case China decides to support Russia militarily?
Germany should understand what's going on right now. What's going on right now is that the U.S. political class thinks that the real issue in the world is U.S. hegemony or dominance. That's what Germany's buying into right now. We could perfectly get along with China, perfectly, if we stop the militarism, if we respect the one China policy, if we have normal trade rather than trying to bust China's economy. The U.S. has been engaging in unilateral, hostile actions to break China's economy for years now. Does anybody watch this in Germany? Does anybody understand what's really going on? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe the media are just completely sucking their thumbs and absolutely brain dead. I don't know what's going on in German media. But the German people should understand what this is about. Is Germany's role to defend U.S. hegemony? That's the bottom line. I don't think so. I think Germany's role is to defend Germany's security, European security, and that comes through peace. That comes through coexistence. Are we going to wish China away like the media and the hardliners want to wish Russia away? We're just going to close our eyes, wish 3 times, and China won't be there anymore? You know, people need to understand what this is about. And what this is about is the U.S. leaders, these neocons, can't get it through their head that the U.S. can't run the world anymore. But Germany can't figure that out enough to keep its economy going, enough to say don't blow up our pipeline, enough to say we have a major trading partner with China. I don't know. Maybe the media don't explain anything. But if people would look, they'd understand what this is about and what's really in Germany's interest and what isn't in Germany's interest.
Russian President Vladimir Putin, in his annual State of Nation address, announced the suspension of the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, also known as START, that aimed to cap the number of strategic nuclear warheads that the United States and Russia could deploy. Why do you think Russia is endangering the security of the globe by doing away one of the most important treaties signed in human history?
They said that they don't want inspections right now because they are at war with the United States. They said that they would abide by the treaty, but that they don't want inspections under the treaty. So this was a very specific thing involved with the war. But there's a more general point on nuclear arms, and that is the United States broke the diplomacy towards nuclear arms control by unilaterally abandoning the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty in 2002, which is one of the provocations that put us on this path to war, and on other treaties as well, the Intermediate Nuclear Force Agreement. So this is terribly dangerous. And war is terribly dangerous between the US and Russia because it's the two largest nuclear weapons countries, more than 1,600 deployed nuclear weapons on each side. And that's why the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists has said that we are 90 seconds to midnight, not just because they felt like it, but because they're analyzing and trying to communicate with the public. Did the German mainstream media cover that story? I doubt it. But this is what's going on. And when we look at the background to this, we can see that the obstacle to peace and coexistence is the drive for US hegemony. And by the way, this is, if you follow it, it's all in the open. People should read, as distasteful as it is, Robert Kagan's book, The Jungle Grows Back. Because Kagan believes that all progress in the world is due to the US leadership. Well, it's worse than a cartoon. But Kagan happens to be the husband of Victoria Nuland, who's the point person for all of this. This is the neocon text. People should read it to understand what's going on. Is this really Germany's vocation to support this simple-minded, extraordinarily dangerous point of view?
Let us now switch to latest developments surrounding China. Many analysts say that we are already in a Cold War with China. We had the recent balloon incident over the US, which the US shot down and claimed was a surveillance device, while the Chinese claimed it was a meteorological one.